remind me. Okay, so everybody, good, and very happy Friday. And finally, we are here at Unicorn Pitch, New York. I hope that everyone is doing very well today. So it's a perfect September day, I believe, in New York, or at least in Munich it is. And we celebrate this day. We celebrate today the Friday Unicorn Pitch. So my name is Helga Kosser. I'm working together with Anna Degtereva, and who is the CEO and founder of Happy Farm Business Accelerator. And we are the organizers and partners of Startup Network, who are doing and organizing the events all around the world. So I believe you can see my screen now. Oh, like this?
Yeah, I can see. Good.
Perfect. So Happy Farm Business Accelerator. So today we are joining together with 9 amazing teams and our amazing partners. So great thank you to our partners such as Founders Institute, Babylon Project, 500 Startups, Startups Magazine, and Startup World Cup and Summit happening actually very soon. And to all of our great teams who are joining us today. So very quick briefing how it will work today. So we have 9 strong teams and we have 10 high professional investors who will judge you guys. Our judges will score each and every startup. Then the system will calculate all the scores, and then 3 winners will be announced as the best teams. And the winner will participate at the Unicorn Battle at the higher level, I would say, so the US level event, and then also get a chance to join the Unicorn Final Capped. So I give a stage to Julia, who can share a little bit more about startup networks and do some introduction to the Unicorn.Events. Julia, welcome to the stage.
Yeah, thank you so much, Helga. Thank you, everybody, for joining us today. I'm really happy to be here. And firstly, I'd like to give many thanks to Happy Farm, to Anna, to you, Helga, personally, for organizing this amazing battle. And thank you, our wonderful startups, for participating. It's really a great opportunity for you to find these milestones, to expand your network. And you know that the winner of this battle will participate in the Continental Battle in North America, which will be on October 21st. And yeah, you will fight with you will pitch there. And then the winner of that battle will participate in the Unicorn Cup on November 20. So I wish you good luck. It's really important for me that you take part of our events because we together in Startup Network and with other partners throughout the world are trying to make this world better. So thank you everybody, and good luck. Be happy and feel free. Thank you.
An applause to all our participants, and also now it's time to present our judges. So thank you so much, everybody, for joining us today. Please share with us your great energy, introduce yourself, and wish our teams good luck. We can start maybe with Marisa. Marisa, good morning.
Hi, good morning, Helga. I wish everybody good luck, and I'm really excited to be here. We are not only judges, but we are also investors. And this week, I'm investing in 2 startups that presented at one of these competitions. So do your best, and I'm sure you're amazing. You have amazing ideas. Thank you.
Thank you, Marisa, so much. So Gaio, you're next. I hope you're with us today.
Yes, of course. Hello, greetings from Belgrade. This is Gaio. Well, for you who doesn't know me, I'm generally a business consultant who covers the market of Southeast, Eastern, and Central Europe. But generally, I'm keen to learn more about the New York and its startup ecosystem. So I'm a CFO of Fashion Union LLC from Belgrade, which is the export-oriented production company. We produce, generally, we're a manufacturer of knitwear and summer clothing, and we generally export to Eastern and Southeast European market. However, as we were a couple of years ago, a startup, which started from the scratch and becoming a market leader, it was really a challenge to pass all the stages from preparing the business plan for the banks. Of course, it was tough to get the credit from the bank. However, we found a couple of investors who helped us and still are having the pleasure to work with us on developing our company. And we have 3 companies within our system. The one is Fashion Union, which is a mother company that produces the knitwear and summer clothing. The other one is a distributing company which works for exporting department. And of course, we have a facilitation company that helps us with the facility management and everything what is necessary for companies, for the aforementioned companies to work without any problems. So additionally, I'm a business consultant who is mentoring companies who have an innovation component, especially in digital marketing, artificial intelligence in investment banking industry, and of course, various platforms that could be interesting for answering some market needs in terms of FMCG, information and technology industry, and telco market as well. So also, as my colleague Marissa told, we are all investors, and especially if we find some business that could be, the startup, it could be potentially a unicorn, we are all keen to invest. So give your best. And I think that from each event, there is a startup that shows some potential to become unicorn. So I'm lucky to have the opportunity to hear your presentations and of course give an adequate recommendation to if there is such opportunity for that. So thank you for listening to me.
Thank you, Guy, for a lovely introduction. And I believe we can continue with Irena. Good morning. Are you with us?
Hello. It's already evening in Germany. Hi.
Yeah, I know. I'm in Munich, so.
Yes. Oh, that's great. Well, my name is Rian Kilubi. I'm a strategic partner of Startup Network in Germany, Switzerland, and Austria. And I'm part of Go Beyond, which is a business angel network from Switzerland. And we invest in seed startups from 500K onwards.
Thank you. Thank you so much for the introduction. And I believe we can continue with Gary.
Yeah, sure. It's great to be here.
Stage is yours.
Thank you. Great to be here and great to see some familiar faces. My name is Gary Fowler, and I'm a serial entrepreneur and investor. I've been involved in startups over 30 years. I've done 17 companies and been involved in 2 unicorns. I was on the original management team of Click Software, which was sold to Salesforce for $1.35 billion, and also Eva.ai, an AI HR tech company. I started the first accelerator in Russia at Skolkovo Startup Academy with Lawrence Wright, and also the #1 private corporate accelerator. I love to go around the world. We're currently in 37 countries because we believe intellectual capacity is evenly spread around the world and opportunities aren't. We use Silicon Valley as a port. I'm the CEO and president and co-founder of GSD Get Shit Done Venture Studios, a premier AI and quantum venture studio located in Silicon Valley, because Silicon Valley is a great port for companies to come out of. I also write a lot. I've written 162 articles in the last 18 months, a lot. I'm writing quite a bit, and I've done over 600 podcasts. I'll be speaking at the United Nations on October 1st for my second time, talking about how technology can be used to be able to create peace around the world.
Thank you so much for impressive introduction. And I believe we can continue with Kelvin. Kelvin, are you with us today? I saw you.
Yes,
I know.
I'm here. Thank you so much, Helga, for the invitation. And Hi, everyone. My name is Kelvin. I'm the chapter director for Startup Grind in Finland. So Startup Grind is the largest startup community in the world with over 5 million entrepreneurs and founders in the ecosystem. So we basically help to connect startups to investors, funds, and partners, and what have you, based on the stage they are and what they need. Really excited to be here. I'm wishing all the startups that's going to be pitching all the best. And feel free to keep in touch, probably connect via LinkedIn if you have any questions or concern or what you want to know about Startup Grind or about myself. Thank you for having me here, and all the best to the startups.
Thank you so much for the introduction. And Aidan, would you like to continue?
Yes. Hi,
Thank you.
everyone.
Hi.
My name is Idan, and I'm the owner of Analytics Model and Your Voice application. Analytics Model is an AI company, and Your Voice is music application with more than 6 million users. In my free time, I'm mentor and investor of six developers that created a freelance platform similar to Fiverr. My background is mathematics and data science. I have a MSc in mathematics. For 10 years, I manage data departments and data science departments in several high-tech companies like Nielsen and Somoto.
Great, thank you so much for the introduction.
Thank
And
you.
may I ask if Gaurav joined us today? At least now, maybe he'll come later. Okay. Seems like no. And Jonathan? Okay, Gaurav is coming. I see. Let's give a second to connect. Gaurav, good morning. Are you with us? Gaurav, can you hear us?
Hi, Helga. Yes, I
Good
can.
morning. We just
Good
gave a
morning,
stage
Helga.
for your introduction, so please go ahead.
Oh, sure. Hello, everyone. Hello, fellow judges. Good to see you all again back in this new season. I'm Gaurav, managing partner here at Arit Ventures. We are largely a strategy consulting firm for private equity side of the business. I look forward to listening to all the wonderful startups participating today. Thank you.
Thank you so much for your introduction. And I believe we can all connect and stay in touch on LinkedIn. So startups, take your chance to connect with great people. Also, some question to the investors. I believe you all have the voting link. Please, if it's not available, let me know. Otherwise, you can open the website, sign in, and find the teams there for which you can vote after their presentation. So, and we are almost ready to start our pitch battle. Here, there are our startup teams that cannot wait to energize us with their pitches. And I believe we will start with the first one. Welcome to the stage, Pocket VC and Chinara, who will present to us.
Hi, everyone.
Hello, good morning. You're lucky to be the first today, so please take the stage.
Yeah, give me a second.
Keep in mind that you have 3 minutes time.
Can you see my screen?
Yes, we can.
Okay, let me check if I can. Okay, I can turn the size. Okay, can I start?
Yes, please, go ahead.
Okay, my name is Chinara, and I'm the CEO and co-founder of Pocket VC. It's a platform that allows to invest in early stage technological startups with small checks, starting with $1,000. And the platform is both for accredited and non-accredited investors. And our goal and vision is to democratize venture capital investments and to give people opportunities to become venture capitalists and to be involved in those deals with smaller checks. So let me tell you a little about the story behind the company. So me and my co-founder, this is the second startup that we're working on. We know each other for 10 years, and we were always involved in startup communities. I worked as a junior partner in a venture studio. So we were helping startups to scale and grow in the US market. And the thing is, we saw like every pain that they had, like with fundraising, how they were struggling on one side. And on another side, we saw the pattern that people who never involved in venture capital investments, they started to be interested in that, and they wanted to be involved and invest in them. And I myself, I'm always surrounded by great entrepreneurs, and I wanted to invest myself as well, but no one would ever accept my $1,000, right? And so this is where the idea came from. Okay, so the problems of investors. So yeah, basically high average investment checks, lack of investment opportunities for non-accredited investors, as I've already mentioned, and basically limited access to great deals. And the way we're solving it, we allow people to diversify their portfolios because of the smaller investment check. We supply them with a deal flow of tech startups, and the way we do it, we actually partner with accelerators and venture studios, VCs, and we attract great startups on our platform that have already some great traction going on, and we help those founders to raise capital in a more simple and easier way. So yeah, this is the solution for investors in our platform. We give them the information about each startup that we use in terms of the market research and analytics. We have video pitching sessions of founders in the platform for people to see who are behind those companies. We let them communicate with those founders and maybe to get advice on with the accredited investors and industry professionals that we have in the platform. So yeah, this is the ecosystem that we're building by attracting all those people like industry professionals, mentors, advisors, accelerators. And this helps us not only help those founders to close the rounds, not only fundraising for them, but also give them opportunities to get some advice like professional on strategy and help them scale and grow in different markets and to be able to attract not only like investors, but only users in the platform, because you know they all work with the services and they need clients. Yes, so this is the target market. As you can see, the crowdfunding market is growing each year. So these numbers are very promising, and we are aiming on becoming one of the biggest players. This is about our current traction. Currently, we have our website running. We have listed 3 startups, US-based companies with already they already have clients. They've raised their previous rounds. We have pre-signed US clients, US investors, both accredited and non-accredited. We have partnerships with great studios and VCs, and we have a lot of people involved with us that help us to rate those startups, help them grow and solve the problems that they have. So this is about our revenue model. We charge startups fundraising fee, and we charge investors like starting subscription packages, starting from $5 just to use some additional features that we have to be able to talk with founders, to see more advanced analytics. And we're gonna charge success fees in the future on the deals that we make. Yeah. So this is our audience, non-accredited investors, business angels, so that we're allowed to see like great deals in the platform.
Thank you so much for a lovely presentation. However, the time is over already. So please, investors, take your time to ask some questions. Gaia, I saw your raised hand. So
yeah. Well, Chinera, thanks for a really thorough presentation. I really like the material, as I'm also being in the same industry, but in the UK with our startup. Well, I have 3 questions encompassed within one. So if it's no problem, I would like to ask you all 3 of them. So have you raised money so far, and how much during the process?
We have. I don't know if I'm allowed to answer how much, but
you don't need, you know, you can say, for example, enough for a product development and so forth, or you have raise the money which can cover some operational costs, or you have funded from your personal resources, you know.
No,
from the equity of the company.
For some time I was funding the company myself. We started our fundraising process recently. We have some capital involved right now. Yeah, we're gonna use it for a future like development of the platform, for adding some features, and for legal, for getting the licenses. So this is the plan.
Yeah, and Thank you for answering. And I would add a bit more. You know, I read about your business plan, business model, and think that differentiates you amongst your competitors. So how trustworthy is your internal scoring and evaluation system developed for startups that apply to be listed on your platform? Can you rate it, for example, on a scale between 1 to 10?
So yeah, basically, great question. We have a rating system. Yes, it's like from 1 to 10, but the thing is that we're not like really open and getting the startup. That's why we have partnerships, and those partnerships, they do the due diligence when accepting the companies in their programs as well. So what we do, we with internal team, we see the pipeline of the startups ourselves as well, and then we decide which companies that we want to list in the platform, technology startups with traction, with great founders. Yeah, we have conversations with them and we decide if we see great potential in them or not, because we're really interested in the quality of the startups, right?
Because it will sell your platform and generally will attract more customers. I understand.
And we charge we're gonna charge the investors success fees on the exits. That's why we're showing that we're really involved in the process of getting the quality startups on the platform.
Thank you. And my third question would be, aside of these two, would you be kind to elaborate more on business risks and how it affects your timely progress in order to scale rapidly? I mean, to follow the technological process of your product, if you understand what I'm trying to say. So the important, and how will you generally mitigate the risks if they occur at a specific moment within your business plan? Yeah.
Okay. So to be honest with you, the biggest issue that we have currently is working on getting the license, which is we know how to get it, but it still takes time. And then in the meanwhile, we have to develop the platform to be able to start the fundraising. Because the thing is that we already have clients, we already have a great portfolio of startups, but we cannot start the whole process before we get the licensing. And to be honest with you, we currently we don't have any problems from the startup side because we have a great pipeline of startups just waiting for us to be launched. And on the client side, we haven't done any marketing and official launch, but still we have clients coming to us just out of the circle of those people that we're involved in. Because as I've mentioned before, they all want to invest in the startups, but they don't have those opportunities. For example, I can give you an example. We were talking with some associates in the funds or managing directors, and they're like, "Oh, cool, sign me up for the platform because I want to invest myself, in the portfolio."
Just a word of mouth.
Yeah,
I understand. And plus, when you invest in marketing, it will definitely be a positive signal for business development. I understand. I really dig your presentation, and of course, I understand the industry needs. So I think that you're on a good path. That's my personal opinion.
Thank you.
Project. Thank you, and thank you, of course, for answering my third question.
Of course.
No worries. Thank you. So
thank you.
Good luck with your project.
Thank you so much for questions. Unfortunately, we don't have any time anymore left. So please, judges, remember to score the team before we move on. And as I said, let me know if any of you is missing the link, voting link. However, you can find it in your emails. And I believe we can move on to the next team, what is Behamix. Balon, you're welcome to stage and share your presentation.
Hi, everybody. Can I start now?
Yes, please go ahead. You have 3 minutes.
Thank you.
Are you ready?
Yeah, I'm ready. Thank you very much for having me. I'm Balon, I'm the co-founder of Behamix. I co-founded Behamix together with Tito, who is a PhD in behavioral science for online shops. I have a master's in computer science. I used to work at Google when I met Tito. And we had this idea of Behamix, and we quit our jobs the next day, and this is how Behamix started. We want to tackle the problem of cart abandonments, which is a big issue in online shops. Retailers usually tackle the cart abandonment by providing monetary incentives or, let's say, discounts, which in turn lead to losses in revenue. We want to tackle this problem in a different
Sorry, Roland, we hear you too very bad. Can you check your connection with your microphone? Because it's impossible to hear you. We give you more time, don't worry. just it's better to check your micro. Or without, yeah, April.
Is it better now?
Yeah, it's better. Much more
better.
better.
Thank
Good.
you.
Can you start again?
Yeah, sure. Yeah, definitely. Thanks for having me. I'm Valan Jaffa, the co-founder of BMX. I co-founded BMX together with my co-founder Tito Frank, who is a PhD in user behavior online shops. I have a master's in computer science. I used to work at Google when I met Tito, and we had this idea of a BMX, this behavioral science plus AI. We quit our jobs the next day, and this is how BMX started. We want to tackle the problem of cart abandonments, which is a big issue in online shops for online retailers. They usually tackle this by providing monetary incentives like discounts, but this leads to losses in revenue, and you cannot provide all the time discounts. We want to tackle this by using behavioral science to support the customer decision and using AI to know when to support this customer decision and in which ways. So bottom line, BMX is a SaaS platform that targets the right behavioral nudge for the right customer, supporting the right purchase decision. These messages or behavioral nudges are shown on different touch points across different pages of the shop, like in the, let's say, category page, the product page, the cart page, and they have different goals in mind, like supporting the add to cart or even the checkout in the end. It's really important to use AI because we see that these messages are used widely these days, but when shown in the wrong place or all the time, they can also lead to negative impacts like in losses in revenue. The way BMX integrates with other online shops is that if they have a Shopify platform, we provide a Shopify app. If they have like something like headless, then we provide a JavaScript link. And as soon as retailers integrate BMX, we provide access to our dashboard, which they can actually see the results and the uplift in real time by doing A/B testings. This is also really important because the way we make money with mid-sized retailers or online shops is that we go with revenue sharing, while with enterprise level, we go with fixed fee contracts after the pilot testing has been completed. We have been in the market for 1.5 years now, and we have been growing steadily, and we expect to hit like 100K a monthly recurring revenue by the end of the year. Some of the results we see across different clients, we see reduces in product return rate, which is really important because it shows that customers made the right purchase decision following or behavioral nudges, and they didn't return the products. While we see also like increase in conversion rate up to 10%, especially since August, when we have the new AI in place, we can also see increase in conversion rate up to 20%. Thank you very much for listening, and I'm willing to answer your questions.
Thank you so much for a lovely and short presentation. So please, investors, if you have any questions.
I don't understand what you do. Maybe it's just me.
Yeah, sure. Let me just go back here.
And then the second part of that, what do you do that no one else is doing?
So we show these behavioral messages like these here, and these are driven by AI, which means that we predict when the customer gonna need the help or support or a purchase decision. And then these messages, they support a purchase decision or a specific action that the customer is making online shop. For example, imagine you have 3 different products, let's say 3 different t-shirts in the cart, and you're having hard time to decide which one to pick. So what you usually do, like an average customer leaves the store to think about it and then returns back, because you have this problem of paradox of choice. Many products to choose from, but hard time to decide which one. And in this case, we use AI to predict this situation, to predict when the customer needs the support. And then we use also AI to predict which of these products might fit better with the customer. So then we go and say, hey, maybe out of these 3 products that you have in the cart, maybe it's better that you go with this product, right? And this is usually what BMX is all about, right? Detecting where the customer needs support to make a decision, and then providing this support in a behavioral message or in a like textual way.
You know, so this is Gary. So I like where you're going with it. I've been involved in retail for a number of years, and of course, my background's AI, and I'm a psychologist too, so I know a little bit about it. this idea of hyper-personalization, I call it that. I've written in Forbes about this particular topic. So if it was, a couple of things, I like what you have, but you need to make it, from my perspective, a little bit sexier.
Okay.
I like the idea of the nudges. I'm not sure I would call it a nudge, but I would, and this is more of an offline conversation, but I like what you're doing because I hear retailers talking about it regularly. I've worked in, I started a weather forecasting company that did long-term weather forecasting turned to merchandise planning. And I've worked with, anyhow. So we've gone through it a bit, but you're on the right track with it. But you gotta, if it was me, what I would do is, it's just like Marissa said, she didn't understand it, but I know where you're going with it. It's, from my standpoint, it's really hyper personalization and customer service, to be able to service the customer using time, because the further they are away from making the decision, the less likely they're going to have a positive decision, right? In terms of buying, and they're going to abandon the cart.
Mm-hmm.
So I like where you're going. This is, more of an offline conversation, but it's interesting for me, and we can, follow up on this.
Yeah. Thanks a lot for the feedback. I'd love to connect. Yeah.
Great. Are there any other questions left? There's space for one more short one.
Yes, I can go for that. Hi, Kelvin here. Really nice presentation. I have two quick questions. So one of them is, apart from these messages you display on the screen, do you have any other form of engagement? Probably, I don't know, automated emails, chat pop-up on the screen, apart from this test? That's my first question. Then my second question is, if you can go back to your current MRR, I want to see like the current traction and where you guys are at the moment. Thank you.
Yeah, for sure. We do have some messages that require the user interaction, like some confirmations and all stuff, but BHMX is focused on the online part. So we don't follow up with emails or texting or whatsoever. The positioning is like the online part, because we believe that there is a huge space in this until the user abandons the cart. As soon as the user abandons the cart, then it's pretty hard to actually bring the customer back. And this is kind of like the position of BHMX. Regarding the traction, this is the existing traction that we got so far, and we didn't invest any marketing or sales in this. So this is completely by taking part in accelerators, incubators, word of mouth. And the goal is to raise the next round. So we build a sales team in-house and we go aggressively in the market.
Awesome. Thank you so much for that answer.
Thank you so much for the questions.
And I have one more question. This is Gary. I have a question for you on this slide. Why did you dip so far in July?
So that's a really good question. This is not like a dip, but it's a huge increase from July because we onboarded new customers in August.
No, I understand. But what was the reason it went from 33 to 3 and then up to 57? Did you have a new release or what happened?
So we had a new release. That's right. So we have a new AI in place since August, and we onboarded new customers.
Okay.
Yeah, but that's not saying why it dipped, went from 33 to.
Yeah, why did it go from 32 to 33, right, a 3% growth, and then up to 57? There's some kind of event took place between the 3 and 57. What did it? Was it back to school? Was it, what kind of, there's some questions there. We need to look at that. Why did that make that jump? And if you're saying it's because of a release, that's one thing. Is it because of back to school, or what's the assortment like? These are just some questions.
Mm-hmm. One of the reasons is that the July is usually the vacation time, and the customers are usually on vacation, so they spend less time browsing online and shopping online, and so this is one of the reasons. And again, like the difference between July and August is because we have onboarded new customers first, and second, we have the new release for existing customers.
Thank you guys for the conversation and amazing Q&A session. I believe, Valen, you can take the opportunity to connect with great people that gave you just the feedback and continue discover more about the possible improvement. And judges, please remember again to score the team before we move on. And I believe we now already can move on. So the team number 3 who is going to present today is Lailu, I believe correctly. Hi, Suyang. Nice to meet you.
Thank you. Likewise. Let me quickly share my screen.
Please go ahead. Okay, perfect. We can see it.
Can you see
have
it? Okay,
3
perfect.
minutes to pitch and then 3 minutes left for Q&A session. Are you ready?
I'm ready. Yeah, thank you so much. Perfect. Hi, everyone. I'm Sujay, the COO and co-founder at Lilu. While motherhood is special, it just isn't easy. That's why we're creating smart garments to make early motherhood pain and stress-free. 85% of new moms need to use a pump to sustain breastfeeding, but this is how they feel about that. Pumping is painful and stressful, and it's making moms feel miserable. Moms quit breastfeeding earlier than recommended when they cannot pump enough milk to feed their babies. For moms, it's heart-wrenching because there are serious health consequences associated with not breastfeeding, not just for the baby, but also for themselves. But it shouldn't be this way. Pump technology can and should be better. Breast pumps today only use suction to extract milk, leaving behind much milk at the breast, causing milk production to slow down over time. But research shows that breast massaging while pumping can help moms get 50% more milk every session. While this is effective, it is exhausting and unsustainable. Sorry about that. That's why we built the first hands-free pumping bra with automated breast massage. The Lilu Massage Bra features our patented pneumatic massage technology that is embedded into a proprietary bra and helps moms pump 30 to 55% more milk. It is an FDA Class 1 medical device that's 510(k) exempt. It is protected by granted utility patents in the US and in China, and it works with all standard breast pumps that moms already use and trust today. And our customers are calling it a breastfeeding savior. It has helped moms avoid giving formula to their babies, and moms of premature babies have called it a lifesaver. We launched Generation 1 in 2019 and sold out within a year. We then completed a round of product improvements and launched Generation 2 earlier this year. To date, we've shipped over 1,500 bras and generated over $140,000 in revenue, with up to 5.8 times return on ad spend. With the recent launch of 2 additional sizes, the large and extra large, we expect to double our conversion rate as well as expand wholesale opportunities. We're selling direct to consumers through our website, and we also sell wholesale to the FSA store. We're expanding to Singapore and Spain as our initial global markets. With early success in direct to consumers, we're currently looking to explore channels that will allow us to scale faster and have begun testing interest in licensing our technology. Moms who are experiencing the benefits of Lilu are entrusting us to spearhead the much needed innovation in the pumping space. With recent backing from the National Science Foundation, we're working to integrate textile sensors into our product line to better support moms in their breastfeeding journey, while also unlocking breastfeeding data at a scale never seen before. With pumping rates increasing globally, this $3 billion market is on pace to more than double by 2025. And our clear differentiated product and robust product roadmap give us the opportunity to be a market leader. And this is the amazing team that will make it happen. Adriana and I combine experience in product design, engineering, and computer science from MIT and UPenn, and our amazing marketing and sales team bring over 30 years of experience in the breastfeeding and breast pumping space.
Thank you so much for your lovely presentation and keeping the time.
Thank you. Yeah.
So now this is the time for any questions, comments, or reactions from our jury board.
Yes, please. Actually, that was a very, very beautiful presentation. I love how you define the problem, the solution, and what you are doing. Great job there. My question would be, who is the competitor in the market and what are you doing differently? That if there's any competitor, because I didn't see any slide about the competition.
Yes, of course. Yeah, I mean, I was limited by, if you can actually let me change some slides. I do have some auxiliary slides that might help. So there are some massagers out there that are also providing essentially the same value add, which is breast massage when moms are pumping and breastfeeding to help with increasing milk supply, to relieve clogged ducts and provide provide them the support they need. But most of them are handheld gadgets, which means moms are still having to use their hands when they're massaging, when they're pumping, which is around 3 to 4 hours every single day on average. And there's one other product out there, the Imalac massager that is also in the form factor of a bra, but as you can see, it's a much more bulky device and it's a lot more expensive than our device. Our device sells for $149, whereas theirs sells for $299.
Awesome. Thanks for the answer. These are really beautiful products. Good
Thank
job.
you. Thank you so much. Appreciate
Any other questions from anybody?
Hi, Sujai.
Hello.
Well, thank you for presenting us this lovely presentation with a lot of interesting information that
Thank you. My
us
pleasure.
as a potential investor. My main question would be, can you more elaborate on your strategy in terms of global markets expansion and, of course, with including new distribution agreements aside the ones that you already established, like US, Spain, and Singapore? Just really,
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
So like I said, like you mentioned, so Spain and Singapore, we've already closed initial distributors. Our focus will be to expand in the Asian and European markets, primarily concentrating on Europe because breast pump adoption has been on the rise in the last decade or so in Europe. And of course, with increasing awareness of breastfeeding, we are seeing a lot of traction in the breast pump market in Asia as well, but there's still room for more innovation and improvement there. With Europe, we're launching in Spain, but our distributor, the ones that we have partnered with, they have active distribution in more than 9 countries in Europe. So Spain will be an initial test market for us, which we have already sort of launched in, like we've launched soft launch pre-orders. But once we gain enough traction there, the idea would be to expand to bigger markets like Germany, Belgium, where again, like breast pump market has been pretty much set up in the last decade or so, and that's where the focus will be. And then coming to Asia, we're launching in Singapore, but right now we're tackling the regulatory paperwork for Japan as well, and like we expect to wrap that up and launch, but towards the end of this year. So within the end of the year, we will have Japan and Singapore, and like we're also looking to expand in India and China as our next markets.
Really a good plan, as I presume. I mean, thank you for your thorough answer. It was more than I expected. So it will be all from me for this time being.
Thank you so much, Gaia, for your question. Okay, Gaurav, you have time for a very short question. Please go ahead.
It will be very short, Helga. So, Jay, as a startup that's growing and rapidly expanding, you know, this is the first time as a product, it probably is proven and it has a good potential, but expanding the business in multiple countries at this stage, right? The cost of business development and risking regulatory failures are very high. Plus, it's not easy to expand. What is this? Can you, instead of elaborating on the markets, can you elaborate on the go-to-market strategies? How are these evolving?
Yes, of course. I think one of the biggest strategies for us in the other countries, in the US, it's direct to consumers because this is the biggest breast pump market. But in the other countries, we do want to go through distributors, especially medical device distributors that distribute to hospitals and NICUs. So our launch strategy and go-to-market strategy, especially in Asia, will be to go after hospitals where moms are, especially in market like China, where moms have these places called confinement centers where moms spend close to 2 months after giving birth. And this is where they learn about new products. This is where they spend all their time, pretty much 24 hours of their day, just breastfeeding, breast pumping, and spending time with their baby. So our primary launch strategy, go-to-market strategy for the Asian market will be to go through medical device distributors and go after hospitals. In the Europe, it will be a split between direct to consumers and through these DMEs. But I completely agree. Like we do think, we do know that there are going to be a lot of challenges, but we think that by being very strategic with our partners and with distributors, for instance, the one that we closed in Europe, they took care of all the regulatory hurdles. They are basically the ones heading the distribution strategies there, all like they believe in the product enough, and like we know that there are enough strategic partners out there that will do the same for us as well. And when it comes to Asia, the ones that we partnered with, especially for Japan and Singapore, they're actually our investors. So they not only believe enough in the product to take our product to these markets, but they also believe enough in the company and the team to invest in us. So we will be looking for similar strategic partners to work with to expand. But we do understand that
that answers my question.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, guys. We are running out of time for your Q&A session, so please welcome to the stage the Leo Home team. Igor,
yes, hello,
are you
everyone.
with us? Can you please share your presentation? And you have 3 minutes for the pitch.
1 second.
We're ready?
No, I want to share. Sorry, 1 second. Yep, I'm here. So let's start. Hello, my name is Igor. I'm co-founder of Leo Home, and we are creating the first all-in-one pet care ecosystem that provides a simplified adoption process and curated products to meet your animals' needs. To help animals get adopted faster, our platform will connect shelters and pets with the people and resources they need. And it's as simple as Pet Finder and it's in your pocket. Leo Home will let users find and adopt pets faster, purchase products that meet their needs, and open direct donation channels to shelters and rescue groups. How do we achieve this? We collect and use data from shelters on food history, medical needs, and other important details. With this data, our full service cycle guides you through your entire pet ownership journey. And the market is primed for Leo Home. Just in 2021, consumers will spend over 100 billion on their best friends. And this industry is actively growing and will continue to expand. In 2020, the US pet adoption rate increased by a whopping 35%. And at the same time, the fresh pet food market has increased by 21%. And it's clear that people want to find these animals and take care of them. However, up to 80% would rather buy from a breeder than adopt from a shelter. Why? They are missing a simplified, user-friendly adoption process. And as you can see, this new segment provides us an opportunity to accumulate up to $186 million in revenue within our first 5 years. And our commission-based model is simple and effective. On our B2B end, we charge from 7 to 12% for each transaction, provide low listing and renewal fees, and generate advertising revenue from our partners. By Leo Home. Despite this growing market, just in the USA, 45,000 animals are still euthanized every single day. Current platforms fail to provide their users with a guided, simple, and transparent process. As a result, thousands of potential pet parents are turned away from adoption and instead turned to buying. And this all starts from our story, from story of our Leo. Because of a food allergy, he was left on the street to die. Fortunately, he was placed in a shelter where he hoped and prayed that he would find his forever home. And his dreams came true. We adopted him, understood his health problems, and how we can help. However, it's already 2021, and yet we had spent too much time to find and adopt him, and then spent way too much money on the natural products he needs. What if there was a service that would expedite this process and provide more animals like Leo with happy endings they deserve? We had to act. To make Leo Home a reality, we assembled a passionate, talented team with experienced advisors who believe in our mission. And without a single investment, we successfully created one of the fastest growing animal care communities, with more than 200 organizations on board, more than 1,000 animals ready to be adopted, and up to 800 products ready for our marketplace. We are on the right path to make Leo's dream a reality for more pets around the world. Join us and help bring our mission to fruition.
Thank you so much for a lovely presentation and for keeping the time again. So there is a space for questions and any feedback from our investors. Is there any question from you? Any comments?
Hi, Igor. Hi, Igor. I mean, if no one wants to ask, I'm going to ask. Well, hi, Igor. I think your presentation, really a lot of details that are considered appropriate in terms for us as investors. You know, I would also like if you can elaborate more on your financial plan and its projection, and how did you come exactly up to your $186 million in revenue by 2025? Can you give us more a hint about it?
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you so much. So in general, answering your question, so the first biggest milestone for us is to get funded because currently we don't attract any investments. We start our crowdfunding campaign, we start our pre-seed round and found our lead investor for this round, so join our syndicate. And after investments, we will definitely boost our capitalization and the launching of the platform. And yes, we use our simple Etsy-friendly business model. We charge from 7 to 12% per each transaction for our B2B segment. It's a small vendors, it's a sellers of fresh natural pet food, handmade clothes, and accessories. And the good news is that they don't have any reasons not to join us, because even if right now not everyone is sure that we can provide cheaper audience and placement in our platform, we charge only commission-based transaction. It's very useful for the small vendors because it's also about community. So the biggest step of accumulating revenue is our B2B segment, and we also will charge our B2C revenue, small commission per each donation. And the way we attract a lot of B2C animal lovers in our platform, because we have a strong position in marketing, because animal care is about a community. And we spent a lot of years to accumulate strong relationships with the owners of different groups and exhibitions and companies of animal care. And we already have early access for more than 100,000 animal lovers for our platform. And one of our marketing instruments is to provide up to 40% discount per listed products according to the data after the sharing pets in need in a social media. It's very viral because up to 75% of animals adopted just by word of mouth and just sharing in social media. And it's about social improvement. People like this story, and this is the way how we also accumulate B2C segment to start to accumulate our revenue from this segment. And deeper answer, I can always follow up with all the numbers for you. If you wish.
Well, if you have a financial projection within presentation, then it's okay. But I generally wanted to know more about how you came up to your figures. Well, have you registered your patent so far? I mean, your product as a patent so far?
We don't have any patent so far. We start this process, just for our logo and all the same. But we have definitely a strategy to be a shareholder, to be the owners of our deep algorithm of pet matching and all the same.
Thank you for answering my questions. Thank you, Igor. Good luck.
Thank you so much. If there are no further questions left, thank you, Igor, for the presentation. We can move on to the next team, list.com. And I believe Yamar can present to us today.
Yes, hello, 1 second. Short-term leasing, online travel agencies, car hailing, and food delivery services are most of the individual industries that comprise the sharing economy. Users in each industry run into problems on a consistent basis. I am sure each of you have heard of Airbnb, which is a service where users can list properties and host temporary guests. Users of this service are often deceived into believing that they are staying at home that are clean and safe neighborhoods and ones where they will have privacy. This is often not the case, and users feel violated when this occurs. In the online travel agency, users have difficulty connecting with local foreigners and organizing their itinerary. There is also the risk of safety. In the car and hailing industry, users often complain about the lack of ID authentication software. In the food industry, customers feel that the food industry, customers are not satisfied with the experience and there needs to be monumental change. List.com will offer a website for users to access. We will use artificial intelligence to create travel packages to organize the travel experience. Artificial intelligence software will also, among other things, power our online social media platform, germ tracing and translation tool, which users will used to connect with locals and foreigners and keep up with the real-time crime and traffic accidents.
You are not changing your slides. Can't see it.
They weren't sharing? I thought I was.
You can go like this view, so please continue.
Do you want me to start over?
I think you can just continue. Thank you.
Okay. Eventually, List.com will have automated vehicles on the streets. And we plan on being one of the leading companies and pioneers in this industry. The market share is around $800 billion and $561 billion. We plan on entering the market, planning events and hosting travel events with free money or points for anyone who books using our services. These events will be in the form of wine tasting outings, art shows, and more. We will have partnerships with local businesses such as restaurants, local arts and crafts, pubs, travel shops, and excursions. The market methods, we will use SEO management, SEM, field marketing, and web billboards. It has already been proven that companies like Airbnb and Booking.com work. And the market valuation for Airbnb is $75 billion. And the OTA market share is owned by Booking.com at around 67%. There are some startup companies similar to List.com, such as Common and Starcity, who have already raised millions in fundraising. Our business model, we will make an annual rate of $200 per booking host without commission. There will be a 10% commission on every taxi hailing ride, $5 fee for each traveler requesting bus and shuttle services from the airport, and our full delivery services will consist of an annual $150 listing fee with no commission, 10% commission on every order, and 2.5% delivery fees. Our selling point is that we will offer better services than our competitors, and we will do so on a single app and website. This was backed up by a global survey that we conducted in which users answered questions regarding the sharing economy. My name is Jamar Sanders. I am the Business Development and Product Manager at List.com. Here's the team.
Thank you so much for your presentation. And now there's time for questions. There are any questions? Any comment, maybe feedback, the presentation?
I can go one question. So what is your current traction? What have you guys been able to achieve, and how long have you been operating?
Well, we have zero traction, and we are actually just in the pre-seed stage. We are in the idea stage, but we plan on gaining traction here in the US, where we feel we can compete with the top tech giants.
Thank you so much. There is a question from Marisa.
Okay, in your presentation, you were using future tense. So does that mean you're raising money to do all this? And you have currently a website. Is that where you are now?
Right now, we currently have a working prototype of the website that we will use, and we are actually in the process of raising money to fund our marketing, to fund our website development, and to fund our app. So we will have a working prototype in the year to come.
Thank you.
Hi, Jamar. Hi, Jamar. I have just one question. Can you elaborate more on your incurred financial and business risks, and how you're planning to mitigate your risks? Do you have a risk mitigation strategy?
Well, the business risks are that the market that we will enter is very Can you hear me?
I hear you. Can you just repeat it once more if it's no problem for you?
Okay, yes, the business risks are that the market that we plan on entering is very competitors, and it's very hard to gain users and to acquire customers from the other companies who are our competitors in the market, such as Airbnb and Booking.com and Nestpay.com, Uber and Uber Eats. Well, we plan on doing so by using our market strategy, such as search engine marketing, search engine optimization, field marketing, and web billboards to acquire customers and spread awareness of our business and company.
Thank you. Thank you for the answer to my question.
Thank you so much for amazing Q&A session. And I believe we can continue, but before, please, judges, remember to score the teams. And we move on with the team I own charge. So Lynn, stage is
on
yours.
charge, yes. Thank you. Hi, judges and founders. My name is Lynn, and we are Aon Charge. Aon Charge is building a universal payment passport for electric vehicle charging, allowing drivers to locate, activate, and pay for EV charging across all providers. EV charging is broken. Chargers in the United States are segregated between 50+ network providers, all with restricted access, requiring drivers to juggle through multiple apps to fulfill charging needs. And because of the charging inconvenience, 9 out of 10 EV drivers own a second gasoline vehicle, and 2 out of 10 drivers abandon their EVs. And this is currently the largest barrier for EV adoption in the United States. Our solution is a universal EV charging payment passport that eliminates the inconvenience of downloading multiple charging apps, keeping tracks of payment information, requesting membership cards, creating accounts and balances. And on the other side, our app allows advertisements for business owners around the charger to promote their brands, drive more traffic, and earn more revenue. So why now? Well, not only is the market expected to grow at 46% CAGR at the next 7 years, the market is fragmented and primed for aggregation. Policymakers and automakers have also begun to prioritize EV. And our market isn't just high growth future opportunity, it's already massive today. We're a two-sided marketplace with 2 key revenue streams: freemium model on the user side and advertisement for charger hosts and nearby businesses. Based on a bottom-up calculation, our total addressable market in the US is 724 million in 2021 and will be at 95.3 billion at a fully saturated EV market. We launched our closed beta 2 months ago, and our traction has been really exciting. We hit our offering limit of $175,000 for equity crowdfunding from mostly EV drivers who are fed up with the current charging. And we've seen 136% month-over-month user growth with more than 7,000 waitlisted users and 4 of the largest charging networks integrated in just 2 months' time. In fact, we're on track to hit 1 million ARR by Q2 2022. Our promising trajectory has also been recognized and proven. Here are a few notable competitions and prestigious awards that we've won. We're VC backed and we're supported by 17 EV organization presidents representing their respective states in the US. We're also official partner with the National Board of the EAA, the largest national electric vehicle organization in the nation. And finally, to execute on all this, we have a strong team of complementary founders. We have Dewey and me, who are technical founders, providing the team unfair advantage over the competition. Chris with strategy and finance experience as our COO. And last but not least, we have Moscato, our Chief Happiness Officer, who has 2 years of experience of being a good boy. We're just starting our investment round. If you'd like to learn more, please come see me after presentation. Thank you so much. I'll open the floor for questions.
Thank you so much for a lovely presentation, for a lovely Chief Happiness Officer. And I believe there are some questions from our judges. Please go ahead.
Where are you physically located right now, Lynn and son?
We're at Seattle, Washington in the US.
Interesting. I just had a conversation with a group out of Turkey about something similar to this. I don't know, 2 months ago or so. And I don't know if you know Tolga Anuk. He's a friend of mine that's involved in charging. We could take it offline and talk about it a bit. But I think that, you know, the model's right on because there's going to be consolidation. And we got to make it a whole lot easier for people to do the charging because also you hear about people with electric cars. I don't have one yet. And the primary reason is the charging issue. Where do you get a charge? How do you get a charge? Am I going to be charged to charge? the surroundings. So that consolidation is going to happen in the first one in. The one thing, just FYI, I talked to, was it Shell Ventures recently? And there's also Phillips is doing a lot of work in sustainability. And I know the board member at Phillips is responsible. So if you want to write me offline, Gary Fowler, I'd be happy to introduce you. We can talk about this further. We know a little bit about it.
Thank you. I'd love to connect. Thank you so much for the comment.
Grab your chance. And now, Marisa, go ahead, please, with your question.
Hi, I'd like to know about your private beta. How many people were in it? And did you have an equal distribution between the people with the vehicles and then the people with the charging stations?
Yeah, so we have 363 beta users, and these are presidents of EV organization in the US and leaders in the EV space. And the reason we limit it to 363 is that we want to test our app before our November launch. And the distribution is that we have most people from the Midwest, Southeast, West, I guess like spread out. And we have 7,000 waitlisted users that are waiting to just, use the app and use it. Did that answer your question? Okay, perfect.
Are there any further questions? If not, we can move on. Thank you so much, Lynn, for a lovely presentation again.
Thank you.
The next one who's welcome to the stage is David from Inverte. David, are you with us? Yes, I see you.
Yes, I am. I'll get my screen up here for everyone. One second here, I'm having a problem with my PowerPoint.
No worries, take your time. We can see it.
Great.
Are you ready?
Yes, I am. Thank you.
Go ahead.
Well, greetings, everyone. I'm Dave Goebel. I'm the CEO and founder of Inverte. We're into carbon management, one of the top subjects across the globe today. And we're involved in solving waste problems by making clean energy. Some interesting things when we were doing our business case study, we found that 4.9 pounds of waste are generated daily per person. It's an astounding figure. And over 1.4 billion people are without ready access to electricity today. And we already know that energy demand will more than double by the year 2050. And there are not enough resources, especially clean resources, to be able to meet that demand. So the problem is, how do we economically meet the energy needs while helping the environment? And we are going to use carbon-based wastes and convert those to clean energy. So we're not introducing new forms of carbon to the marketplace. We're actually repurposing materials that are already in the marketplace today by making syngas, which is a fuel, and capturing heat, which comes off of our process. And these are the materials that we can convert. Organic feedstocks, or these wastes, are comprised of a wide range of materials, from woody biomass, oils, chemical processes, off grades, food waste, and plastics are just some of the examples of materials that we can use to power our system. And this is a process flow diagram showing how we easily convert these materials. We take the feedstock, those organic wastes, put them through a catalytic reactor, which instantaneously converts solids and liquids into syngas and heat. And we can store that and use it on demand, or we can actually use it immediately. This is a video graph of a solid material, cellulose, that's found in plants, converting from a solid to a liquid to a gas in 60 milliseconds, or about 1/6 the time it takes for you to blink. It's an instantaneous process. So syngas can be used in a number of different applications for power generation, making electricity, as a source of a green way to make chemicals. We can generate hydrogen from the process, which is very important, especially for people in Europe today. And we can make cleaner fuels. And the heat can be used also for power generation, making steam, for heating buildings, for evaporating or drying materials, which can be very costly, and for fueling processes in the chemical industry. These are just some of the markets that we've identified, and you can see they're very large markets, from ag to transportation to military. We're really focusing right now on the ag and the industrial communities because they've got so much low-hanging fruit for us to address. These are some of the competitive advantages we have. This is a scalable process. So instead of having a centralized location, we can actually move our processes to where the waste streams are. As you can see, there's a lot of applications. We reduce capital costs because of our portability and operating costs, so it saves our customers money. And we can use a wide range of feedstocks. The supply of wastes are almost infinite across the globe. And we've got great ways to help the environment by not introducing new sources of carbon and by reducing the amount of greenhouse gases that are emitted. These are just some of the companies that we've been speaking with. We've had over 100 engagements. You can see some of these companies are very large and global in aspects, and they're really trying to reduce their carbon footprints. So we're a perfect solution for them. This is just one of our financial projections. If we were to convert all of our energy into electricity, you can see that we've got very interesting returns on investment, and we can be cash flow positive in year one, depending on the scenario. This is our team. It's comprised of people from the chemical and oil industry. We all came together. I've worked with all these people in the past, a very experienced team, 3 PhDs. And that's it. We think we've got an excellent solution for some of the things that are really challenging the world today. And I'd be happy to take any questions.
Thank you so much, David. Thank you. And we have one question already from Gaurav. You raised your hand. Please go ahead.
Hi, David. Great presentation. I've been involved in the renewable energy and biofuel space since 2003, including some of my patents that were converted into biodiesel, renewable diesel refineries, right? So
Yep.
being on the operations side, been my bread and butter from investments and renewable side, 2003 to 2021. I see the presentation. I also know the competitors very well, as I'm quite active in this particular space for investments. Question, David, I have, number one, this seems more like an alternative to Fischer-Tropsch synthesis, right? Because you are planning to go to the synthesis route. And are you planning, what is the end product? Is it the synthesis gas you want to commercialize and just sell it off? Or are you looking to convert it into, fuels like Enerchem and all others are now going, right? That's my number one. And then I also have a second question. I think you placed your financials based on generating electricity. And I'm not sure if you are aware with Abengoa and others that have tried that route and the challenges they faced, right? I think the industry more is moving towards waste to green ammonia, blue ammonia, or hydrogen, which is getting very interesting, or towards renewable diesels and DME, right? So would you mind addressing these two questions? I know that I see that you have patents that you are leveraging from University of Minnesota, right? But what are
Yes.
the IP challenges in terms of the catalyst that can come up?
Yeah, let me start with that last one first. As far as the catalyst goes, I think from an IP standpoint, we feel pretty confident that we've got broad coverage. So I think we feel very good. The two patents, one is for converting solid wastes or solid materials, carbon-based materials into syngas, and the other one's for liquids. And it includes a very wide breadth of different types of materials that can be utilized. And actually the catalyst families can be wide ranging as well. They go everything from zeolites to aluminum-based straightforward refining and chemical type materials. Your first question as far as what it is that we're going to do with materials. Yeah, we're initially going to convert to syngas and heat. But you're absolutely right. Fischer-Tropsch is actually one of the directions that we can go in. We have a lot of experience in that area. I'm a former executive with ExxonMobil. That's an expensive market to get into, but there are some people that are looking at finding cheaper feedstocks. And being that we're starting with waste materials, we actually have a lower cost way of getting to syngas and then using that syngas as a feedstock for the Fischer-Tropsch process. We're actually working with a company right now to convert syngas into aviation fuel, Jet A, which again in Europe is very, very popular. You'd mentioned some of the other fuels that are out there. Ammonia is a great hydrogen carrier. It's very, very popular today. The agricultural community is very, very pro ammonium. DME, we love DME. It's being looked at very heavily in Europe, especially Northern Europe, and on the west coast of the US and California. We love it because of the emissions profile, and you don't have to reconfigure the engines. So it's a direct diesel replacement. You have to change the fuel feed system, but the actual engines themselves can run straight on the DME. And hydrogen, it really is kind of the flavor of the day right now. Everyone is looking at hydrogen. Airbus is taking a very hard look at it, again, for aviation aspects. But in Europe, Shell and a number of others are really taking a look at putting hydrogen stations throughout Europe. And eventually, I think that'll catch on globally. I think hydrogen is going to compete very well with fuel cell technology in the future.
So David, just one last question. I know there are other judges wanting to ask. Are you still on track for converting syngas to energy, and that would be your business model or go-to-market strategy where you would want to raise capital and the future plant expansion?
Right. So our core process is really to make syngas. And then from there, we've got, depending on the customer needs, we've got the other aspects or the other options to either make the DME, to make aviation fuel, to make hydrogen, to be a district energy heating source. But the core technology and for what we'd be looking for funding for would be that catalytic process to convert the waste to syngas and heat.
Thank you, David. That helps. Thanks.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for your questions. Marissa, you have raised hand, so please, if you can go for a very short question, and then David, from your side, short answer will be very welcomed.
Sure.
Okay, is there any application here that you're looking for into the crypto market? And then will you be able to generate electricity? Or are you just looking at the heat and the syngas?
No, electricity is actually one of the prime sources that we're going to try to do. So syngas can be used as a fuel to generate electricity through power generation. Okay. So we're definitely into that. So if you think of big server users, or if you think about warehouses that generate a lot of waste, we can convert that waste on site so they can power their server systems, light the lights, move their fork trucks around. So we want to be a local source of energy for people, and electricity is definitely one of those areas. Crypto, to be honest with you, Marissa, we haven't looked at that too hard. There's so many other opportunities. One of the things about energy, it impacts everybody. So there's so many different applications, but crypto is not one of those areas that we've looked at very much.
Okay, thank you. Crypto is a huge market.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, David, for your presentation. And judges, please don't forget to score our startups. And we can move on. We have 2 teams left. So the next one is on our list is Instant Grab and Go team. And Ricardo is in charge of presenting today. Are you with us?
I am with you guys. Can you guys hear me well and see me well?
Yes, we can.
Okay, thank you. First of all, good afternoon, evening, and morning for some of you guys. Yeah, my name is Ricardo Silva. I am the CEO of InstaGNG and Instant Grab and Go. And can you see my slides?
Yes, now we can.
Yeah, okay, perfect. Put it in presentation mode. As I said here, we are a company that is around close to 3 years old, discounting the whole period of the pandemic that has affected everyone in the business. Ricardo Silva, 25 years working in technology, telecom, IT, and AI type of fields. We are a company based out of US, Virginia, and our office in India, China, Mexico, Brazil, and Bulgaria, with around 87 employees at the moment, with 12 countries where we have deployed our solutions and our products here. But why we are here at all, right? We are here because there is an attendant retail opportunities and challenge that the industry is facing. COVID just actually expedites some of those challenges to be very much, right? Both from low touch economy, just walk out technologies. And that is pretty much, if you want to define what we do, we are just walk out technology for closed spaces, mainly focused today with coolers and cabinets. And we're going to explain a little bit more. Why are we doing that? Because there is a huge market from the CPGs that they are not touching those particular areas like at work and in retail. Other interesting part here is that today in the world, close, give and take, 12 million vending machines working today globally, where 18% of these vending machines globally have some form of payment that can be done with cards. And 20% of those machines are down on every given point in time during the week. It's pretty much they work only 5 days, and that is pretty much across the globe as well. Which problems with coins and money, or any technical or electrical problem with the vending machines. Targets categories also. There's a lot of categories around beverages, spirits, beers that is suffering to able to sell this when it's not attended, an unattended part. Looking at North America, it's alone. We have, you see the segments, the amount of brick and mortar stores around 3.3 million, and at work type of locations where they cannot afford to put a micro market type of environment where we're able to sell the products to the employees at this moment in time. New retail like Airbnbs, vacation rentals, there's a huge opportunity in the market, and we believe in North America itself is around 21.5 billion dollars in itself, right, for the next 3 years. What we do, pretty much, we have converted a cabinet or a cooler into a vending machine. And those, we want to try to be scalable, try to offer a concept of nano market offering, and those having opportunities. I will be going a little bit what we do here, since we have short time. We have QR code where open the door, get the money reserved from your phone, get the door open, pick up the product, and walk. There is, and they'll have cameras that check what you have done, and automatically in your phone, you're gonna get what have you purchased, what you have picked there. The same concept as Amazon Go does for supermarkets, similar thing that we do here. Implementation examples here, we use the cameras, and the cameras actually recognize what you have picked up there. We can open, picked up as many as you want, put back. When the door is closed, we're able to calculate that to our AI machine learning type algorithms here. A little bit of examples, think that pictures or video says better than 1,000 words. Let's see if I can put here. This is what we have done for the Olympics in Japan, where we have around 2,800 units already in Japan. Japan is a market that has 1.5 million vending machines itself. And this is what we do. We go, QR code, pick up a product, close the door, and in about a couple of seconds, we have the product back. Right? That is the results back. He has purchased this product here. Right? That is pretty much what we do. If you look at here in North America, we already have some of these things. By the looks here, you see one of our biggest customers is Coke, and what we implementing this for them.
Thank you so much for the presentation. We are running.
That's just finalizing. This is what we're looking at. This is the partners that we have and customer we have so far.
Thank you so much for your presentation. So now there is space for some questions. Are there any from our jury board?
Yeah, Ricardo, how do we get a hold of you? What's your email address?
Yeah, my email
Can you
address.
put it in chat? Can you just put it in
absolutely.
chat for everyone?
I'm in the mail chat here. This is what we have here. At the moment, we have around 4,000 machines installed in the market, yeah, we have not gone anywhere. And our biggest customers as Coke, and we have something close to 200,000 type of these machines already, not on the books, but on the discussions with Coke to be able to do that. And we need help. We need investors that can come and help us, not just with the money, but also with the contacts in the market. That is not just with the CPG, right? We want to expand this for other parts.
Do you have a patent or IP?
I'm sorry?
Do you have a patent?
Yeah, we have a pending patent, an IP here. Although this is not about the patent, because anyone can do image recognition, is already there in the market. You can create it yourself at home. But what we do here is the entire end-to-end. Yes, this is what we have patent pending here at this moment.
Thank you so much. Marisa, please go with your question.
Is this hardware and software? So in other words, do you take existing cabinets?
Yeah.
Or do you have your own cabinets that go in?
No. We have pretty much is we can retrofit any cabinet. We are agnostic. We can have any cabinet, and we do as well discuss with the major cabinet providers where they can have this as long term when we want to do that. The big five cabinet cooler providers in the world they're already providing our solutions together with the kids.
Hi, Ricardo. I would just supplement with a small question. Can you give us a more thorough answer about your sales and marketing strategy in terms of how you're going to address the 17.6 billion market? You know, these three segments from micro markets to supermarkets, and of course, Airbnb, vacation rentals, and so forth.
So
can you? Yeah, thank you.
Absolutely. I think that basically the strategy here from the brick and mortar stores, our strategy is going through a CPG, right? The consumer packaged goods like Coca-Cola, Universe, those are the ones that we plan to do because normally they sponsor these coolers to those places, right? That's the first market that we are already touching now. At work locations, we are discussing, we want to do this through a more real estate type of companies that can help us to put like a rework of these lives, right? And from the new retail channels, it is through partnerships like companies like Airbnb throughout our CPG companies as well. That is pretty much when we talk about white labeling strategy. We also discussing now how can we bring our own grab and go position to make a distribution channel, and that is the other part of the equation here that will allow us to have this franchise type of mode where we can have people taking, because the biggest challenge here it is where placements, and the second one is the management of refilling of the products here, and that is something that we need to have a large extent. The capillarity of our distribution network needs to be very good, and we need to do it through partnerships and through franchising distribution mode.
Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, guys, for the Q&A session. Thank you, Ricardo, for your presentation. Judges, please don't forget to judge our startup, and we can move on with our last startup for today, and it's called Uplift. So I believe Bria is sharing her screen and her colleague is presenting to us today.
Thank you, Helga. My name is Craig Mizrak, President and CEO for Uplift. Uplift is the world's first self-transfer system from bed to wheelchair for people with limited mobility. This is a picture of my grandparents who unfortunately died within 9 months of their first fall out of bed. And protection for seniors at home is one major problem, but so too is the size of the problem at almost 30 billion annually, as far as the desire for individuals to independently get out of bed and also to be able to have greater independence and quality of life at home. In addition to that, in institutional healthcare facilities, transferring from bedside is a $20 billion issue relating to back injuries to healthcare workers. So this is the current competitive landscape. It's very archaic. Caregivers are needed. There's physical labor and extreme risk of injury and even patient weight limitations at 200 pounds. So enter Uplift. Now here you're going to see a video demonstration of Uplift. This is our inventor, Anton Simpson. He's a triple degree engineer from MIT and a 35-year aerospace engineer. His dear friend got in a car accident, was paralyzed from waist down. His wife could not lift him out of bed. So as you see these finger panels articulating and nestling behind his hamstrings and back, I want you to keep in mind there are 15 patents that we have had issued in the United States and around the world. So folks with Parkinson's disease, muscular dystrophy, spinal cord injuries, seniors, as I mentioned, even ALS, these are all individuals who can benefit from the use of Uplift and getting a new lease on life in many ways. Now, Anton's hands on the side of Uplift there are where there are up, down, left, right buttons. So a loved one, a caregiver, or nurse can also use Uplift as an assisted transfer tool to, again, prevent injuries to their back and neck. We are selling Uplift for $6,000 currently. We have over 120,000 of pre-orders. We have a long-term recurring revenue strategy and a leasing model. We can sell this to healthcare facilities at almost twice the price and are in line with medical device industry margins at 70%. As far as our team, I can't see the slide, it's coming up delayed. But this is my second rodeo as a medical device CEO. We sold my last business after creating 45 million of equity value. This is a summary of our milestones. We've raised $1 million since inception. We've started manufacturing. As I mentioned, our team, we have a full sales team and a world-class contract manufacturer. In closing, here's some of the ingredients for a successful unicorn with a team with experience, patents, a reimbursement pathway, and a financing plan that can reach $250,000 of enterprise value in 5 years. We think that can be 4 times globally. So please welcome us in achieving our mission to restore independence to those who suffer from mobility challenges and protecting caregivers from encountering patient lifting injuries. Thank you.
Thank you so much for amazing presentation. I believe we have questions. So the first one comes from Marisa, please.
Hi, is this reimbursable by insurance?
Yes, so Medicare has a specific product code that we plan to pursue next year that actually can give reimbursement up to almost $11,000 at a $1,000 monthly rental rate. The only reason we have not submitted for that yet is strategic, because we want to secure our capital secure the capital necessary to scale our inventory production and build out our customer service team, because there's a lot of administrative paperwork we need to manage in assisting with reimbursement.
Great, thank you so much.
Hi, Craig. Really impressive presentation. I've seen that you have done so far pretty good job. Generally, my question would be more, since you're successfully attracting the US market, are you planning to expand globally or some smaller number of markets on a global scale?
No, absolutely.
Is it in plan for, are you planning to do so in the
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, this slide, again, captures the market opportunity. Look, with my last medical device company I founded, I was flying around the world, shaking hands with distributors in other countries and other continents. The best way to learn about the dynamics of a market and the market channel penetration strategies, in my opinion, globally, is aligning with excellent distributors and having them do the homework for me as far as where the best point of sale is. So this is two-pronged. It's for people at home to live more independently and for loved ones to be healthier, not have to physically lift humans out of bed, but also in institutional healthcare, hospitals, nursing homes. There's not a question that there is not adequate technological solutions to save backs and necks. And so, yes, globally.
Thank you very much and good luck.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you so much, guys. Is there any other question left? Yes, Marisa, please.
Do you have 510K FDA, or do you for this?
Hi, Marissa. Yeah, great question. We are a class 2 medical device. We have the good fortune that the FDA has issued specific guidance that we are exempt from filing, not we, but electric lifts. That product code is exempt from filing so far as long as we comply with quality control. Specifically, it's called ISO 13485, as well as good manufacturing practice. And having done this once before, again, for a nimble startup, that's one of the benefits of relying upon a contract manufacturer that is world-class. And our contract manufacturer manufactures for Illumina, Abbott, Hologic, major medical device companies. So we can rely largely upon their compliance with those things, and we will too as well. So no need to file for clearance. We just need to self-police ourselves to be compliant.
Got it.
Thank you so much, guys. Thank you for this lovely event. And I believe that we gonna close this very hot Friday pitch session So applause to each and everybody. Thank you so much for your participation. Judges, please enter your final scores, and I'm gonna close the voting for today. It was a great job from you guys, from startups. Thank you so much for your presentation. It was really, really good. So we need just a few more seconds to receive final grades. And I'm gonna share with you the results of today's pitch session. Just give me a second, and I believe we already have the results uploaded to the main page of the event. Sorry for taking it a little bit longer. Okay, we have it. So are you ready to see the results?
Yes, of course.
I'm gonna share my screen. I believe you can see it. So we go from down the side and up to our winners. So congratulations to 3 lovely teams, Uplift, Lilu, and Instant Grab and Go, who takes the first place today. And I believe will continue to Unicorn Battle happening later this quarter. Thank you guys so much again for your participation. Thank you so much, teams, for the involvement and taking your time to present. Thank you. Great thanks to our investors for dedicating time. Please take the opportunity to connect, network, and make really meaningful connections out of this event. And I believe and I hope to see you guys. The next event was going to be happening already this winter.
All right, thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, everybody.
Take care.
Thank you very much. Have a great weekend.
Bye-bye,
We'll be in
everybody.
touch.
Take care.
Great weekend to all of you.
Thank you so much, everyone.
Applause to all the
Bye-bye.
teams, and bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Thank you, Helga.
Bye.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, we are waiting for the winner at our North American Unicorn Battle. So my congratulations to Instant Grab. I will contact you.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, and bye-bye, everybody.
Bye-bye.
Bye, Julio.